I just love wandering around these little boat harbours. This one is situated about 1 hour east of the capital of Finland, Helsinki. This old boat, what a gem. She's obviously a pro boat. Imagine if those decks could talk, the fish she must have seen over the years. Now today I'm extremely excited because I'm fishing with an absolute gentleman from the fishing industry. His name is Teemu Mäkelä. He's the Director of Marketing worldwide for Rapala and he knows his fish. Today we're targeting a whole host of species. Some of them I've never seen before and that's why I'm pumped. Morning, Teemu.
Morning, Paul.
Great to see you.
See you.
Let's fish.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, I'm very appropriately dressed for a cold part of the world. This is a flotation suit, one piece, got nice tight cuffs in there. And the idea is when you go in the water, it'll keep you warm, but it does actually make you float. Then the life jacket, what that'll do, that'll spin you over so your mouth is facing the air, because that's where you want to be if you're in the water. Well, there's nothing like the anticipation of fishing a brand new waterway with someone you've never fished before. And of course, when it's another country, it's even more exciting. This looks so good. We're already here.
Yeah, that's a short run. Now we start looking for fish, and when you see the Zander will be right on the bottom. So when you're looking at the normal sonar image, it's very difficult to see them because they're lying right on the bottom and it's soft bottom. But if you look at the down scan image, you can spot them. These little dots here, these are fish that are lying right on the bottom. And if you look at the sonar image, there's actually nothing in there, just a little thicker bottom line. But here you can spot the fish. So it makes all the difference with the newer technology. So it's about 7 meters and the fish are on the bottom. So you drop it down to the very bottom. And then get the rod tip right on the water. When it's at the bottom, and then you lift the bait up about half a meter, 30 centimeters, and you move it slowly because the water is really cold, so you don't want to be too active. And every now and then you want to touch the bottom again, make sure you have your fishing close.
So you're just fishing 30 centimeters off the bottom?
Yeah, just very slowly because the Zander are right on the bottom.
And what's the bite like?
It can be, most times you'll just feel a little weight.
Yep.
And then you set the hook.
Okay.
It's not going to be an aggressive bite, or if it is, it's going to be a pike.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Well, this is quite an incredible technique. Soft plastic fishing with almost zero, had a bit of a bite, almost zero movement of the rod tip. And because the water is so cold at this time of year, the fish just don't get excited by a fast moving plastic. So I can pretty much sit here like this, and just doing that is enough to tempt our quarry. That is just mine.
Yeah, let's try different colors. We're still marking fish, but we're not getting any bites. There were some fish that came up to see the bait, but didn't bite. So
you call a soft plastic a bait?
Well, yeah.
And that's probably a bit of American influence as well.
Yeah.
And what about a Rapala? What do you call that?
That I would call, in Finland, that would be called the wobbler.
A wobbler.
Wobbler.
So you call an RT5 or a Countdown a wobbler.
Yes.
And in Australia, we call a wobbler a little metal, like a spoon.
Yeah, okay.
Because it wobbles.
Okay.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Let's see if chartreuse does the job.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of fishing, and I gotta say, this is about as relaxing as fishing gets. Curled up in the bow of the boat. Oh, just a little bite too. I hardly have to move my rod tip at all. So I can basically sit here, it's almost like bait fishing with a soft plastic. Oh, and I'm starting to get a bit of activity happening here, so I'm pretty excited. Won't be long before you see a beautiful fish.
Another one.
Yes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Good work.
Nice little Zander here. There we go. Whoop.
Beautiful, mate. You got him?
There we go.
Now, what is this fish?
This is the Zander. It's not a really big one, but it's a nice one. And
know
first
what?
of the day, we've lost a number of bites so far.
It's not a big one, but it's one.
Yes.
Hang on. And what's this wee business? We've lost a lot of bites.
Oh, well, some of us have lost a lot of bites. Some of us have not had any bites.
But it's a good start. Now,
It's a good start,
Is that
yeah.
below legal size?
Yeah, it's below legal size, so it's going back in.
Beautiful. But at least we've seen a Zander.
Yep.
I think there's a few more down there. Well done, mate.
Okay, here we go.
That's better. That feels a bit more solid too. Now, that was actually a really nice hit. It went thump. That's a bit of weight. What do we got here? Oh, yep, a nice Zander. That was a really good hit. And I was actually late on the strike, but I still got him. I was pretty pumped. Now, he feels like a nice sort of fish, and I'll just swing him up. Oh, yes. That is just fantastic. Now, that fish there is actually above legal size. He's a beautiful fish. Look at that curl and that massive dorsal fin. It actually looks a bit like a sailfish if you've got a good imagination, and it's very, very spiky through there. So very handy if you're going to hold a Zander. Just fold that down before you grab it, because otherwise you might get a spike in the finger. These are a very good eating fish and a very close cousin to a fish in America called the walleye that you've probably heard a lot about. I've got to say, he's fairly cold on my phalanges, but I'm pretty happy because I've put a Zander in the boat. Oh, he's a good one.
Yep.
That's a nice fish, mate. Hang on, I'll come and
Yep.
bring it in.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, look at that. Now, is that getting more in the upper size?
Yeah, that would be a normal eating fish.
Yep. Because it's such cold water,
Yeah.
does that help with their recovery when they go back?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the fish are cold. You can touch and feel them. That's 3 degrees.
When you live in Finland, you don't need a refrigerator.
No, you don't.
Oh, that's a beautiful fish, mate. Look at that, I'll curl his tail around so you can see him.
Yeah.
And because of that big tail, that's what gives him the power. That is awesome, mate. And what a gentleman. He was getting all the bites. He gave me his soft plastic. I finally caught one, but now he's still smashing me. That means it's all about talent, Tammy, all about your talent.
It's difficult to detect the bite, so I think that's still, you might be missing some that you don't even feel.
He's being too kind.
But you'll learn. Okay, so the rig we are using for Zander is a 3/4 ounce VMC jig head with a short shank hook. The hook is there just to keep the soft plastic in place, and then we have a treble hook, small treble hooks underneath the soft plastic that's clipped onto the other eyelet on the head. We also have a thin fluorocarbon leader. You don't need a trace or a steel leader for Zander, but you want to have something that has abrasion resistance because the scales are really rough on the side of the Zander, so you need something that is invisible but also abrasion resistant. The rest of the tackle is a small bait caster reel, a 6.5 foot long rod with a nice sensitive tip action so you can feel the bites, and then you have thin braided line that has very little resistance in the water because we are fishing underneath the boat, but the boat is still moving, so you need to have very, very thin line so you don't drag the lure behind the boat. Oh, here we go.
Another one?
Yep.
Good work. That wind's got up.
Yeah. Oh,
Ah,
it's a perch.
a perch.
Here we go. Yeah.
Now, when you say a perch, we call that a redfin in Australia.
Well, it's got red fins.
So you call that a perch?
Yeah, for us that's a perch. Yeah.
And is that the fish you referred to as a yellow perch at one
Yeah,
stage?
yeah, because that's what it's called in the US, and
It gets a bit confusing,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Now,
yeah.
as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
that is the best freshwater eating fish in the world.
It's very good, and Zander is right up there. It's very similar. The perch flesh is a little bit firmer, so yeah, but both are very good.
Well, it looks like someone's going
Yeah.
to be eating well for dinner.
Yeah.
Tell me, is that a legal size fish? Is it small?
There's
is it big?
no size limit for perch in Finland. This is maybe a little on the small side for eating fish, but it's still good.
Such a pretty fish too.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen very, very few fish mounted on the wall that look better than an English perch.
Right.
They're amazing. Well,
Yeah.
the wind has got up. I
Yeah.
think it might be time for a cup of soup.
So yeah, it's time for a lunch break somewhere out of the wind, and then maybe pike fishing, because it's too windy for Zander anyhow now.
Sounds like a good plan. The one
Yeah.
thing I love about these Finnish people, they know how to eat. One of the things that I just love about fishing in Finland is the Finns love their food. Now, what exciting things do we have in this pot, sir?
There's gonna be some warm soup for lunch. Yep.
Oh, that isn't just soup. What's in there?
It's a goulash soup. So that's beef brisket, potatoes, Hungarian paprika, carrots, lots of goodness.
Talk about goodness, look at that. That is as good as catching big fish. It smells amazing. I can't wait to tuck into it. And it really is food for the soul, isn't it? In these
yeah.
cold conditions.
Oh yeah, it warms you up.
It warms you up. Now, you were saying before, people want to understand what the temperature's like. It's actually a little bit colder than the average refrigerator.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And even cooler in the water.
So we're fishing in a refrigerator.
Yep.
Let's get this soup in the tummy.
That's gonna warm you up.
I love it. We finished our hot lunch and we've literally had to travel 10 metres and now we're fishing for pike. And these big northern pike, they're incredible predators. They sit along these weed lines and they come out and ambush anything that comes near them. This time of year, a little bit slow, so you've got to move the lures nice and slow, but it is incredible fishing. And believe it or not, we're actually in the Baltic Sea. This is brackish water, so it is a bit salty, but almost like an estuary system that we'd have at home. And it is the only place in the world where northern pike are found in brackish water. Traditionally, a pure freshwater fish.
Yep, here we go.
Yep. Hey,
There we go.
that didn't take long.
Nope.
Well done. My soup, I can still taste it in my mouth.
Yeah.
And what lure has he eaten?
I've got a X-Wrap Subwalk 15 on there.
Gonna slide him over.
Yep.
An X-Wrap Subwalk 15.
In a special pipe color.
Oh, it's a special pike colour, is it?
Yep.
What's so special about it?
Well, the black and red is pretty good for pike, especially when the bite is slow. That's
Yep.
usually my go-to color.
Now, is this a standard colour in the Rapala range?
Yes, for the international range. Yes.
I did hear a rumour though that you sneak upstairs sometimes to get them to make special colours just for you.
That's been known to happen.
Unbelievable. You want to look in this bloke? You want to look in this bloke's tackle box? Some of the colours, absolutely mind-blowing. I think I might steal a few before I go home.
Have to keep my eye on the back.
You hit that, and it's all about the hit. It is just so awesome and so much like some of our native species back at home. A lot of casts to find these fish, and then when they just come out and smack it, it is so much fun. This fish has splashed around the surface a heap. Now he's gone down deep. What have we got here? Nice fish, and he's a fighter. He's really going nuts. And look at the way they roll, shake, rattle, and just such a big fish with a big tail, lots of power. I'll pull this fish on board and I'll give you a closer look at this beautiful northern pike. How good is that? Come on, mate. He is just hooked, so I'll try a bit of a comfort lift. Oh, they've got fat guts on them, these. It's very important with these big fat gutted fish to support that belly. And he's starting to get a bit of size to him. I say he because I assume it's a male fish. In these northern pike, the male fish tend to be smaller, the females get big, and this time of year, just after the ice has melted, believe it or not, 2 weeks ago, this was all solid ice. These males, they come in first to the weed, they congregate, then the big females come in. Obviously they find the girl, they do their thing, and it's hard to imagine only 5% of the larvae actually grow to 75 mil. The mortality rate is absolutely huge. Oh, it's a nice fish.
Yeah, that's a bigger one. That's good. I'll let the boat drift out of the weeds and we'll be safer.
I just had a fish on the last retrieve. It actually ate the lure at the boat and spat it. Very next cast, another nice fish. He's a solid fish. He's not that long, but he's fat, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Oh, there he is. Look at that lure in his gob. I'll just slowly gliding towards you. Look at all those worms on his back.
Yeah.
Come on, mate. Oh! Just watch that fish.
Okay, here we go.
Well done.
There we go.
That is an absolute gem. We moved into this shallow bay. You recommended I put this lure on. Can you tell me what it is and why?
It's the X-Wrap Subwalk. And the reason why is that in this cold water you want a slow presentation, and with that glide bait you can do a really slow twitching presentation, and it's super slow sinking, so you can do long pauses in between the twitches, which gives the pike the opportunity to hit it.
Well, a fantastic day's fishing in Finland. It's been cold, but I've had a blast. I come to go ice fishing, but all the ice melted.
Yeah, it just missed it.
Unbelievable. You get all the big jobs, but it doesn't matter. Tamu, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.